Bun venit la Worksounds, un podcast despre muncă și HR, despre transformare și viitor, despre agilitate și progres. Worksounds este realizat de BusinessMark, o companie de organizare evenimente business ce crede în puterea schimbului de idei și a conversațiilor autentice între profesioniști.
Welcome to a new episode of Worksound produced by BusinessMark. My name is Leonard Rizoiu and our invite today is Mateusz Jablonowski, International Expert Consultant in Employer Branding. Welcome to Romania.
Hello.
Hello, welcome to our conference and thank you for accepting also doing this podcast.
Yeah, thank you for an invitation. It's always nice to talk about such topics.
Our followers of the channel, they are mostly people from business, people from HR, different type of consultants, and now the HR industry are much more mature here in Romania. So we are looking also to see success story from abroad, how the other companies are doing, how other consultants, international consultants like you are, bringing their expertise in order us to follow or to learn or to have new ideas in our organization.
Yes, or to learn on the other mistakes, because this is the best way probably.
Exactly. So our topic, it's about employer branding, about advocacy, more of this. Can you explain us what is it, what role it has in short lines?
Okay, so employee advocacy, we can say that this is some part of the employer branding activities. It comes from social selling and the ability for who has the sales team to sell the products online by using their voice. And now we are, now companies, HR teams, we are also using it to talk about our workplace and to show what kind of employer we are. So I will say that employee advocacy is the employer branding with a strong represent of our employees and employer branding made based on their voices.
So the people, the ambassador, it's an internal employee.
Yeah, it's an internal employee. It's our employee.
Is the same advocacy with the brand ambassador? If we are using the term, it's the same or it's different?
It depends, because brand ambassadors sometimes are our employees. I mean, for example, a lot of companies have such programs on universities. Where they have brand ambassadors, but those are students who are not working in the company, but they are in some way connected with it. I mean, they had some training, or they maybe had some internship within this company. So yeah, so we use this word ambassadors both for the employee advocacy and for internal ambassadors, and I think that's still both for the brand ambassadors with the meaning that they are people not directly not employees, just in some way connected with a company.
For how long it becomes a strong voice or it is on the agenda of HR managers or CEOs of the companies?
I think, to be honest, that it is from the beginning. I mean, because we had made employer branding activities together with employees almost 10-15 years ago. But the way we are doing it is changing because then we probably one of the important project in terms of employer branding for the companies was some career events on universities, let's say. And we also ask employees to join us and to share their stories with the people at the event about what kind of workplace we are. But now we are in the world of social media and everything is online, and everything is going online, and we are looking for information also using social media, using internet, using Google search, and etc. So that's why this employee advocacy right now, I will say that has more strategy, because we call it like the programs, and they have the names, the strategy, the roadmap, I know the identity, the name, so a lot of things, also a lot of activities which we can plan for the ambassadors to make them feel good at this role.
From your point of view, what are the most effective strategies in terms of brand advocacy?
Effective strategies, I think that I will also tell it on a presentation that we need to remember like what is the core of creating ambassadors, let's say. I know like this is a huge word, but in general the core is our organizational culture. So I believe, and I can see, because I saw a lot of employee advocacy programs. I have implemented a lot of them also, and I can see that if our culture in the company is struggling in terms, for example, of trust, in terms of knowledge sharing also. Probably employee advocacy on social media is not the best match for us, because if we want to create like real ambassadors, and if we want to give people the voice, not just using them to be like like a tool to share content, but if we want to really let them share their own perspective, their own experiences, use their voice, we have to trust them. And this is probably, I think, not so common for all companies, because sometimes it's hard to trust employees. So I will say that the first thing is like really close to the culture of our company, but there is a lot of other things which we have to prepare. And the first thing which we have to take care is the onboarding process for ambassadors, because it doesn't work in this way that we are, I would say, okay, so you are now our company ambassador, and like remember to tell like really nice word about us, and to share some stories. So it will not work. So we have to prepare them for this role. We have to teach them how to use social media, but also we have to inspire them how they can use these voices, but also how they can create messages about the company, to have the common like the message about what kind of company we are. So for example, we have to tell them what is our employee value proposition, our core values, and encourage them to share it.
In terms of generations, these kind of projects, internal projects, are more attractive to the young generations, or all generations want to participate to this?
So based on my experiences, it depends, because like most of my clients, they have like really diverse teams of ambassadors. But to be honest, sometimes the youngest people, companies has to spend more time to encourage them, these youngest generations, to share some things on a social media, because they really care about their visibility online, and they are really how to say it,
vocal.
And also they are really they will feel if the company will just want them to share some stories to use them, and they will just feel it in one second. So that's why we have to really try to prepare this program in this way that the base will be having people who have strong brand, personal brand, not just thinking about the company brand. So yes, that's from my perspective.
What abilities you are looking to the people you are selecting for this core team, communication, advocacy, ambassador team?
Yeah, so for sure, the ability to do something more than their duties. This is the first thing which we take into consideration, because of course, in a lot of companies I cooperate with, they can do these ambassadors, preparing the posts, answering the comments and etc. They can do this during their job. So who see the value in creating their own personal branding, expert branding, boss branding, how do we call it? It's in general the same, because if they really feel it that they can have this value from these activities, then they of course can help company, but they will have also benefits on their own. And this personal branding which they create during the program, being an ambassador, will stay with them for a whole life. Yes. For a whole career in this. Yeah. So no matter they will change the company, change the role, decide to change the career, this what they built with this ambassadors program, with this company, they will have it, just have it. So I would say that's some kind of ability to engage into such programs. Some curious about the branding in general. But the rest of the things, the writing skills or social media knowledge, this is the role of the onboarding.
Very interesting. And while you had a presentation and now when you are giving me this insightful information, I spotted a lot of potential in branding ambassador in helping to create the image, the employer branding of the company. It's a part of it.
I will say that because why is it so important right now? I will say that for two reasons. First reason is trust and the process we are making the decisions. So let's imagine you are looking for a restaurant or a hotel for your vacation. What is the first thing you are taking into consideration?
Other people recommendations.
Other people recommendations. When it comes to job search, it's the same. So we want to listen other people opinions, recommendations about what kind of employee this company is. And of course we have some websites with the reviews, but in general the ability to share the review, we have it if we are really, if this experience was really bad or really good.
Yeah.
And when it comes to job, the majority of experiences is in the middle, because that's how it works. So and in general, a lot of researches, a lot of data shows that we simply trust more recommendations from people who are similar to us, our colleagues, like people who we know from the conferences, from like some networking events, I don't know, from studies, more than the brand campaigns and brand communication in general. So a lot of research shows that that it is how it is. So this is the reason for having those ambassadors who are like using their own voice, but also what is good for us that by having these ambassadors we can be sure that we are reaching our target audience, our candidates, on their like the natural, let's say, way, with the language they know, using the tools they use, because who are our like target audience, our candidates, our employees also are our candidates, so they know what to say, and they know how to say it to be like to be true and honest.
To pass the message through the screen.
Yeah.
Indeed, we are identifying ourselves with the person more than with a brand, with the core values of the brand. So a person who's speaking about his own experience in the company, that content is much more valuable and has much more impact on the person who are looking for a job or just looking for a restaurant service, hotel,
on
whatever.
the decision we are making. So because it's it's the same process in terms of sales, in terms of hiring and the other things where we have the decision process.
Is there any tool who can measure the effectiveness of the employee advocacy?
Yes, I mean, of course, it depends what goal do we have for the program. But there is a lot of tools which we can use to, for example, measure the social media reach. So how many views do we have on LinkedIn, or how many, or other platform, so how many comments, etc. So the one tool which I know is the Polish tool, but they have also like the clients from not just from Poland. It's called Sherby. This is the platform where we can measure like day-to-day activities
and
impact. But so of course we can do it on our own, but it's like it's not so easy if we want to do it without any tool. But what important from my point of view is to focus not only on this social media statistics, but also about the data from our processes. So for example, do we have more candidates in the recruitment processes because of the ambassadors' activities? Do we have better candidates? Maybe we have better conversion rate in the recruitment processes because we have more candidates who are like similar to our personas or something like this. Or maybe we can also compare if the group of ambassadors, what kind of what like the engagement rate they have like with the company. So so we can, I mean that we can use employee advocacy in a lot of HR related topics. And the question is, what is our goal? What we want to have?
Very interesting. Tell me, there are some numbers you can put on the table increasing the quality of better candidates or pipeline of candidates in the recruitment processes. There are numbers you can talk about it?
There are no, I don't know, like the general number for the whole companies, because of course it depends. But what I want to, what I can say that, and what I want, so for example, we can LinkedIn launched some report, it was probably 2 years ago, and from this report that there was a data showing that the employees' posts have 8 times more engagement on the LinkedIn on a platform than companies' posts. So, for example, this is in some way, like the tip from the LinkedIn, from the platform we are what we are doing as a platform. I mean LinkedIn. So we will always try to promote this content made by employees, by the people, not by the company. And this is what I have in mind when it comes to statistics.
It's impressive. 8 times.
8 times.
It's impressive.
Yeah.
It's impressive, even doubled for a marketing who is always hunting the reach, the impression, everything, all the KPIs. Double, it's more than amazing.
Yes.
8 times, I think they are dreaming. Or
and also another reports from everyone's socials. This is some kind of company shows that the Employee Advocacy program costs just 10% of what is the cost of paid ads on a LinkedIn if you want to have such reach.
the money are better spent.
But because the ads, especially when we are talking about the LinkedIn, are quite expensive.
The budgets, yes.
Yeah.
The leadership now. What is the role of the leadership team in shaping or in maintaining this kind of strategies?
Yeah, so it's a huge role because, of course, my experiences with the leadership teams and employee advocacy shows that is the hardest way, maybe the hardest group to encourage into these activities because they always don't have a time. But what I'm doing with my clients, so are the 2 scenarios. And the first one, and this one is like the most important, the core one, is that even if they don't have a time to be ambassador, they have to understand the idea, they have to understand the goal, and they have to let the employees engage into this activity. Because we can imagine such situation that HR is launching a program and some employee wants to take part in this program and his or her manager says skip it, we don't have time for that. We have core business responsibilities, let's give this HR project is another new project. So that's why we have to have them on board. So that's why, for example, I'm doing some webinars with the managers just to trying to tell them what is it and what is their role in this process. So yes, and the second scenario is of course the best one when they also are the brand ambassadors, but it is hard. It is hard because of the the amount of responsibilities and time.
On the shoulders is very big, and another HR project it's coming, it's not always welcome.
But at least they have to understand it and they have to let the employees engage into.
Indeed, awareness of the project, of the impact, of the benefits, of everything. It's very important to live top to down, and the information, the internal information should be very clear and transparent in order to make people be part of it.
Yeah, but we also one more thing. We also have to talk with them their are some risks.
Of course.
And to be honest, I always get such question from the managers. So, okay, so we are doing this program, we will tell the people to share their stories, their expertise online, and what if our the other companies will see those people and we'll try to hire them. So of course we have to talk with them about the risks and what to do with this. And
very useful and insightful information. At the end of our podcast, how looks the future of brand advocacy? Because from the last years, it became more and more important. It's on the agenda, and not just from HR.
Yeah.
Also from CEOs, also from the people who are coordinating managers or leaders who are coordinating big teams. How looks the future?
That's an interesting question, to be honest. I believe that we are in some way of the beginning of having the employee advocacy on the company strategy. Because of course we are talking a lot about this topic, we are using it, but sometimes I have this impression that we are doing it because it's catchy and it's something new. The other companies has it, so maybe we also have to do it. But it's good. Yeah, it's like some way of the products are implemented. Yes, so the same thing. But I believe that it will more become related to the strategy and strict how to say it, maybe will be one of the parts of the company culture. That the ambassadorship will be, for example, a measure also for us. So because we have a measure of the engagement, for example, why don't we have mostly the measure of ambassadorship, and so this is the way I can see for our next years to for employee advocacy to grow.
So the future looks bright.
I hope so. I hope so.
And Mateusz, thank you very much for all the information you provided to us, for your insightful presentation, and I saw very interesting people who put a lot of questions, and yes, maybe it's new for us, and that's why it's not just catchy. We are trying and we are testing everything in order to make things work further, like all of us, like all the consultants, no matter where, we are trying to move further, and we are testing everything. Thank you very much, Mateusz, for all the information. Dear all, thank you for watching this podcast. Our invitee was Mateusz Jablonowski, specialist international consultant in employer branding and advocacy. Thank you very much for watching us. Please share the information if it was interesting for you.
Mulțumim că ați ascultat Worksounds, un podcast BusinessMark.